We're actually making progress against the side effects of cerebral palsy. This is probably the first time in 7 or 8 years that I've seen a tangible marker of progress when it comes to the rehabilitation of my legs. So what I want to do is test my theory that the changes I've been making in the gym and the things that I've been training are actually starting to reverse the effects that cerebral palsy is having on my legs when it comes to riding a motorcycle. Tomorrow I'm going on my first out-of-state trip this year on the bike. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to Eddyville, Kentucky to hang out with a few buddies for a couple nights. We got a nice cabin right between the lakes. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to take y'all with me. Let's go. So I finally feel like I'm at a point of confidence on my bike to where I can safely and comfortably ride at distance. I've just been changing a lot of things in the gym and in my training to make my riding a little bit better. And I'm going to tell you more about that later. I hopped on the bike to run an errand the other day, and the biggest challenge has always been sending my handlebars left to full lockout on the left side, where the weight of the bike is committed far left. That makes the bike feel heavier on my bad side, which is my left leg again. I've never been able to back the bike out with the rear tire going left until the other day when I hopped on the bike and suddenly I put the handlebars to left lockout and both of my legs are touching the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, this has never happened before, so something I'm doing in the gym must be working. And this is probably the first time in 7 or 8 years that I've seen a tangible marker of progress when it comes to the rehabilitation of my legs and the problems that I have therein. So with that comes a couple things, right? The things that are happening in the gym as I'm changing up my training for my legs. If I can measure hip rotation as it relates to leg length and strength and flexibility in the posterior chain and find out if what I'm doing is actually making it easier for me to operate my motorcycle, then if I can find data on it to say, hey, the flexibility of this leg used to be X, now it's Y, now it's this value. That might mean that my leg is potentially getting longer. We're actually making progress against the side effects of cerebral palsy. And this is all like a discovery I've made in the past month, but I feel like my biggest issue has been just maintaining that confidence of this leg is not going to fail you, because for so long that same side has always failed me. Some of the things I've been learning in the gym and some of the kinetics that I've been training, let alone the flexibility and the accessory muscle strengthening. So we're gonna head out to Eddyville this morning. I gotta finish packing. Should be a really cool ride, taking Highway 70 through Dover and a few other small towns before we get to Eddyville. We'll see you there. Let's go to Kentucky. Kentucky, gonna take Highway 70 pretty much all the way there. Should be a good time. More times than I'd like to admit, I'm still insecure about my condition when I ride with other people. And that's especially magnified in a group. Because my head goes straight to the stuff nobody else is thinking about. Navigating the grade on the next parking lot, how I'm going to position the bike when everybody's waiting on me, and what happens if I screw up and drop it. And then comes the ugliest thought of all. What if I'm not just behind? What if I'm a liability? So I got honest with myself about where I've been weak, both in the gym and on the bike. Over the past few months, I stopped pretending that half-measure leg workouts were enough, and started training with a purpose in mind, dialing in the things that my brain and legs actually need if I want to become a better rider. So I'm back from Kentucky, and just recently I had a suspension upgrade done to my front end of the Street Bob. For about a year, I had been running it with a 1-inch lower in the front end, trying to make it easier for me to widen my legs to deal with the weight and the width of the bike. I didn't really realize that that actually made the ride a lot less enjoyable and a lot more rough. So I had my mechanic buddy take it back to stock height and put some new fork tubes in because I really needed it. I had leaky forks that's very dangerous to ride with. Let's check this out. So I went back to stock height. I didn't do anything special like go 2 over. I just wanted to get it back to the original balance that it had, and I went with the TC Bros black fork tubes. So what I want to do is I want to see if I can back up the bike and start cutting the wheels to the left and see if my leg, my foot, stays on the ground where it should be. I'm going to start by going straight. I'm going to slowly cut the wheels to the right. And there we go. Or wheels to the left. There we go. It's starting to back out, keeping both feet on the ground, which I've never been able to do before. Let's go the other way. Just gonna fire it up, pull it back into place. I actually want to try this again and start from like a disadvantaged position. Let's try it again. So I'm gonna start cutting the wheels left, right? That's the problem zone. Just make sure I don't hit this pole here. And again, I still have to be careful, but I've never been able to cut the wheels completely left and move the bike at the same time. Still a little jerky, but I'll get there with some practice. Okay. Since it's not at lowered anymore, I actually don't deal with the kickstand problem as much. And so there you go. I wanted to test the theory that with these recent improvements in my gym life and what I'm training, that this would be reflected in how I'm able to handle the bike at slow speeds and backing out of my carport. I'm no doctor, but it does feel like I'm able to more consistently commit the weight to my weaker side and keep flat-footed on the ground, which would mean in this case that either my stance is getting wider or indeed my left leg has gotten longer. The rotation in my hips that I was born with caused my left leg to be about an inch shorter than my right one, which is why I walk with a limp. And so if this is working, then the markers of success are just gonna keep coming in terms of changing my kinetics and changing how I can handle weight under movement. So if there's something that you've been working on or that you are seeing a milestone of success in when it comes to your motorcycle riding journey, I would love to hear from you. This is why I do it. It's been a killer journey so far. I'm glad to have the suspension back to where it needs to be. She rides really well now. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in.